Yes, we're back, boy. I need to do a quick sound check here because I've not been at the computer. So before we introduce the Badger, can anybody confirm whether they can hear me or not? You can hear me. Bosh. Yes. What's good? You know what time it is? It is so swelteringly hot, but the Badger always prevails. Long live the Badger. And you know what time it is. Get that Badger in and on and over here. We had to move so far back to get his greatness in. The Badger's not messing around tonight. We've got 2 hours of enjoyment, boys, because I've got curry booked. Icy cold. We'll start with the icy ones. The other ones aren't so much, but we didn't want to put an order in. I don't want to talk about Man U. I want to talk about Leeds' performance against Man U. I want to talk about the first game of the season against Forest. I want to talk about Brentford at home. I want to talk about playing Forest twice on the bounce. I want to talk about potential new signings. I want to talk about Harry Wilson. I want to talk about Calvert-Lewin. I want to talk about the Parag interview. I want to talk about the Aronson interview. I want to talk about it all. And I guarantee we won't end up talking about any of it, will we, Badger Rooney? Badger! Everybody was sorely missed as well, I simply must say, last Thursday. But I have been to Gdansk. And the reason why I'm a bit sweaty, well, I'm sweaty because it's red hot, but I've just got out of hot tub. Got out of hot tub for this, so, you know, you got to give a dog a bone every now and again, haven't you? Not a bone like a boner, but or a bone like a bang, but like a bone. You know, give a dog a bone. It's a common phrase. I don't need to explain it. But it's Redders. It's a lovely day. Just got paid. I haven't, but again, I don't need to explain everything I say. Yes, War Piglet. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. So apologies for the lack of the underlap last week. You were sorely missed. That being said, by the time I got to Gdansk, I was in full flight and thought I was unaware it was Thursday night. Never mind the underlap time. I should have let somebody take over. Perhaps the Badger, perhaps the War Piglet. Get that Badger in and on and over here. Appreciate you, War Pigs. 5th heat wave, Jack. Still not wanting air conditioning. No bins, no fans, no air conditioning. You got no fans. Wouldn't it be weird if Jack actually started one of these early? I might do it, Joe Depp. 1 week I might just say I'm coming in at... If I say I'm planning it at 9, when I get here at 8:10, nobody will bat an eyelid, will they? But aloha to everybody in the room. Yes, Joe Deppy, still enjoying your holiday, my G. Started saying my G, by the way, everybody. Yes, Julie Neary, the power couple are in. Evening all, we've just got back from Blackpool. Get up before heading to Leeds tomorrow for the match Saturday. Get up, Julie Neary. I didn't know you were here. I'm not off tip friendly, Julie. Didn't know you were coming up for game. I might be about tomorrow though, to be fair, but Saturday I'm working all day in, well, actually, I don't know if I am actually now. And if I'm not, I'll come to the game actually, somehow. I'll make my way. Steve will be able to get me a ticket, I reckon, because I don't know if it's sold out or not, but I'm meant to be working. I'm meant to be DJing all day in Ilkley, but I don't know, I just texted him to confirm it, and he doesn't know whether, I don't know what's going on. Yes, Dave Marwood, cold beer weather today, in half. My G, I went into Tesco's to go get some and all the fridges are well and truly off. It's an absolute shit show. The fridges have not worked throughout the entire summer and it's horrendous. Yes, legendary, 123, MVG, just got the Strad out for you, my G. Appreciate you, MVG. What's popping? Yes, Steve Morrison made a post on Twitter. If Hull get 20 plus points, I'll spend a week in a tiger suit and won't speak any raw. It went viral, not vinyl. Fucking RPM. Sensational, Steve Morrison. Why is that not up in my grill on Twitter? Why have I not seen that? When did you post that? I need to be seeing this, Steve, and then I'll... Not that my web goes very far on Twitter, but I'll certainly do my bit to push it. And to be honest, I don't really care how Hull get on, but obviously the further more relegated they are, the higher we are up automatically in the league. So I want every club to do well, but I just don't want any of them to finish above Leeds. But now I've sort of like got an investment now to wanting Hull to get more than 20 points, which is brand new for me. So, and I will hold you to it, Steve Morrison, and the boys in here certainly will. There's no mercy. Yes, Harley 200, what's good, big man? Hi, Jacko, the man, the myth, the legend, the curry eating, the singer, the gardener, the pest, the pest. The good friend down the local, the balding man, the best of the best. The millionaire wannabe is back. Appreciate you, Ali. 200. How's your centre defensive midfielder days going, brother? Appreciate you, Ali. I hope you're good as well, man. It's been a couple of weeks. But appreciate you, Ali. Top lad. Yes, Joe Depp, I'm presuming that's to whether or not I can hear. Yes, Danny Bowden, what's good, big man? MVG going controversial. Personally, I think it's a bit chilly today. Must have been all the air conditioning. Well, the beads of sweat running down my bastard forehead. I'll certainly live to tell another story. Lost our first silverware yesterday. Sacked Farker straight out the pot, 78 RPM. I think the Scum really wanted to win that game by any means necessary, didn't they, yesterday? I thought it was a much better second half. Like, I thought we started the second half really well. I thought Willie Nonto were mint, to be honest, down right-hand side. And you can tell, like, Calvert-Lewin's loving them balls across in, isn't he? I'm hoping Harry Wilson's going to have a pretty good relationship with Calvert-Lewin up top. It's just going to be interesting to see how Farker goes, because we played a sort of different formation in the second half, didn't we? One thing that I really think with pre-season in general is I do think you can sort of set players up a little bit in like a bad way. You know, like Longstaff's my best mate Longstaff's had a good pre-season. Then he was definitely, I think we'd have to agree that he's playing in the weaker side. I know we had defensively. I actually thought defensively we were all over the shop, and we had Biol and that Mac Manofovich, the £35 million best world centre-back. But yeah, it's just that when he's in there with Tanaka, it's like there's no bite in midfield whatsoever. And then when Ampadu and Stack got there, it's like suddenly there's a bit of bite. And that is ultimately what Longstaff wants to be playing in, doesn't he? He was trying to sort of get about himself in centre midfield. Because I do think out of possession, I do think Tanaka gets caught just sort of like, not even on his heels. He's on his toes, but he's just jumping up and down on the spot. So yeah, I do think you can sort of set players up sometimes. Just think, well, if I'd have played in the second half with a better team, I'd have been far better on, in general. So you sort of, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yes, Enar, appreciate you, big man. Enar in the wings. Enar will have been in the eclipse last night, won't he? Yes, Dazzler 15. Hey up, biggity bong. How are you jamming, Skipper? We're bringing flavour to the Prem once again. Geared up. I can't wait for this Premier League season, Dazzler 15. I'm literally buzzing. I've just got my away tickets for Nottingham Forest. Big Steve's just sorted me out, so I cannot wait. Be on bus down. 9:30 start. Be absolutely mint. I can't wait for the first away day. Honestly, I enjoyed the away days so much last year. I'll be getting to as many as I physically can this year. Well, as many as I can get tickets for, and then, shepherd it around work somehow. Just knock a few days a bit like I did last year. Just say that I'm in when I'm not, and out when I'm in. No, out when I'm on and in when I'm out. You know what I mean? Enar getting the love. You'll be talking until midnight, says Dave Marwood. I won't, mate, because she'll go fucking ballistic. So it's, she won't go ballistic. He does what he wants. He does what he wants. But that being said, I ain't eating all day. Probably not curry weather, to be fair, but try and explain that to Nikita, love. You've no chance. Big Mark Eddy's in here. Mark Eddy Edison, the man with many names. You just love talking too much. I disagree wholeheartedly. The channel is totally contradictory to my actual personality, Mark Eddy Edison. Similar to how many names you've got. Similar to, is how many split personalities I've got. Appreciate you, Danny Bowden, all leads out with. Jack, mate, you really are 1 in a million, says Ali 200. Sit down a minute and just think about what it means to be conscious. How rare that is, the fact you're sat there consciously feeling that badger. Think about it. The badger's mine, Harley. It always will be. One day we'll have to lay her to rest. I'm hoping that day never comes, but, I'll certainly never improve on her. I'll never get a better one. I might get a cheaper one with sort of cheaper technology and that does a better job. But she sure is one of a kind. The Eclipse was a letdown. Sack Farker, 78 RPM. There seems to be a theme running here. Let's go, BMG. What's good, big man? Let's get the 11 slapped in here. Family Dynasty. Oh, just 3 in there. Danger zone, danger mouth. Dangerous. Which 11 we got going here? Boyos. Family Dynasty. Injury ended career. He's trying to hoodwink many hairdos in here. Many hairdos. I should have planned for many hairdos because it's been, to be fair, all 3 of them have been pushed for weeks, BMG. Still putting the faith in me, BMG, that I will do them videos, and I really will. But we said pre-season, but I've ended up being absolutely I've not been here in pre-season, have I? I always look at you, Jack, and someone who is the nearly man. The man nearly got that mansion. The man who nearly got a good airline. You are the nearly man. Just kidding, mate. Appreciate you, Harley. I never nearly got a mansion. I never nearly got a good airline either, really. So the nearly man I'll take. It's better than being a nobody, innit? But nearly getting there. Oh, look at me. I have hot tub. Pathetic grope, says Steve Morrison. It seems a bit brutal. It's only, you know, I mean, it's her hot tub. It's only one of the blow-up ones, but, you know, you are allowed to have things in this world, Steve. I don't remember saying, oh, look at me, I have a hot tub. But I'll take what comes. Danny Bowden, you been on the Peruvian marching gear? Don't need it, Danny. It's all in the malts or whatever it's called. It's all in the hops and the maize and the barley malt. It's all in the barley, mate. It's all in the water, all in the 5 Point centre. The 5 Point centre, mate. It's the place to be. It's all about being in there and then gloating that you got a hot tub that you pay monthly for. But you know, it's just nice to have a hot tub in it. Middly, but you know it, and don't you forget it. Yes, all boxed up. Appreciate you, dude. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. And that is what we're saying here now. That's exactly where we're at. The Messiah 129, I nearly thought that was my mate then. Well, you are my friend in some sense. You're over here. Jesus loves you. Repent from Leeds and receive salvation for your soul. Jesus loves me. He does not want me to repent from Leeds because he couldn't care less, in truth, which football team I support, as long as I'm a good person and I will salvate for my soul. Biddly. Yes, yo. Here we go. There ain't nobody down round here, Danny Bowden. Get up, MVG. My ignorance, but what the hell is in Gdansk that you missed the underlap? It's amazing. I couldn't believe how nice it was, to be fair, Joe Depp. It's like, it's just in Poland. Well cheap. Loads of bars, loads of restaurants, loads of like canals and rivers and that, but all like attached to the city. There was this massive market going on. It was a splendid weekend with grand old Duke of York company, and beers were quaffed and meals were maintained. Seems like out of relatively nowhere, Bornau is leaving and Elvedi is coming in. I've seen this thing on the Elvedi bid. It got put in group as well, but see what comes of that. But I don't really understand the Bornau going out thing. I do also think there's a slight contradiction goes on with Bornau out, and you know, people either overvaluing him or undervaluing him. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he should be starting for us, but I actually think he's decent, and I've said it before, but it's sometimes better the devil you know. If we're bringing this Elvedi in or whatever, I think you probably end up with at least the same sort of player, don't you? But I don't know why it'd be Bornau out. I don't know. I'm still not. I can't help it. I am not 100% set on the big donk, Madra Looks mint on ball and stuff, but I can just see. I don't like these defenders that look excellent on the ball and then they come into Prem and everybody's saying that they're the next best thing and he's really trying to play. Now, you want them to play. They all play. But when there's like this thing where it's like, let's have a look at the pace of the game first. Let's have a look at the league a little bit. And then you can work out whether you want to play or not. Because Pascal was always renowned as the ball player, wasn't he? And then when we all realised that he sort of won. I mean, some people still think Pascal is a ball player. But, you know, I don't know how much better Makar Modric is, you know, other than seeing some highlights on. I've just got to see him a bit more. I just thought he looked a bit cumbersome at times against Scum yesterday. He didn't really close. I can't remember who it was that got his shot off. I don't know if that was for goal. No, it wasn't for goal. That was really poor from Biol. But they both looked a bit all over the place, I thought. But it is early days with them. And I do believe in the Fire Beast. So. Bijo. Does Jesus love me even if I'm heathen? No idea, Ina. If you know, you know, and I don't. I'll be up tomorrow at the match with my new significant other, Brett. Really? 78 RPM. This Jeebus stuff's going well. I'm enjoying this Jeebus stuff. Everyone leaves Ina. You know it, and you know it. The Badgers unite, Joe Depp. Good lad. Get up. I've no idea, MVG, and you know it. Foyd, no idea. Good days, my G. Positive vibes all round. Yes, Cletus, appreciate you, man. Nonto was quality yesterday. Certainly was. Nonto has loads of quality. And I don't think we need to be worried about him too much, like as a starter or whatever. Whenever I'm promoting Nonto to the people, I'm not trying to suggest that he should be a starter. Because I don't think he will be. I don't think, you know, and you don't really want him playing right wing back either. But really, with how we were sort of playing with Bogle yesterday in the first half, I know we changed formation a little bit in the second half, but in the first, well, I say we changed formation, and I do actually. I back Farker when he says he doesn't believe in like this one structure thing, you know, like the set formation from the start of the game. So I do sort of back him in that, because really Bogle were playing like it was on that Man City hype, which I'm not overly keen on it for Bogle in there, because I think Bogle's the one that wants to carry the ball from deep. But it was sort of like next to Calvert-Lewin at times, sort of occupying that space in between centre-backs. And Nonto wasn't doing that. Nonto were getting from the back, but that's where Bogle wants to be. That being said, Farker knows that's where Bogle wants to be. So he's looking at Nonto, saying, can you do Bogle's role? And then having a look at Bogle's thinking, you know, well, can you do another role? You know, he might be looking at Nonto in that role, or you don't know. You don't know what he's thinking. That's why pre-season is so interesting. Because you can sort of get inside his mind a little bit. He got quite a bit of shit for bringing James Trafford off at half-time, which I must say he got man at match. I don't really know how he got the man of the match, but he did make a couple of decent... He had a decent save, possibly two to my memory. And then, you know, just a couple of little bits from corners and stuff, which is just refreshing, innit? You know, I don't want to go over the top. It's just refreshing to think we've got like... Because I actually worried about him a little bit in general. Because he's come here as the big Don, hasn't he? And it's like 40 million, massive wage packet. And I know he went to Man City for that. But it was a bit shaky at the start, wasn't he? I remember Guardiola at the start of the season saying we might have to persevere with him and stuff. So, you know, it's not guaranteed, but he's definitely better than Perry. He's definitely better than Mez. And he's definitely better than Darlow. And definitely better than Cairns, isn't he? So, you know, maybe... And I actually saw, I think it was Kershaw on Twitter, said that he brought him off at half-time because he didn't want to risk him before we've got a second number 2 goalkeeper. And I'm not sure that's 100% true. But he's not played a great deal of minutes, has he, Trafford, either. So, and it is only a friendly, and really, we all know he's the number one, don't we? I just think the longer he can spend with them defenders, you know, obviously Rodon comes on it second half, and can't actually remember who started. Well, Bornau stayed on it second half, and it was young lad, wasn't it, Cresswell, who I thought got done a couple of times, but he's only looks quite small, doesn't he, for a centre-back? I don't want to be that Carragher guy, but he does look a bit small. Yes, Peter White, what's good, big man? The underlappers are in and on and over here. Danny Bowden should have done what Arbeloa did and gone, not doing pens. Yeah, it's nonsense, isn't it? It is stupid, Danny Bowden, to be fair. It's a madness, 78 RPM. I got held up today, big style as well, and it was fucking did my head in. Are you now getting the love? Sorry to start with a negative on a positive stream, but can you do a poll on whether you'd keep or sell Tanaka? Feel a good chunk of the fan base is turning on the lad. Steve Morrison, we're in. So I'm going to close this poll, guys. Get your 11s in here. Which 11 are we doing tonight, boys? Family Dynasty got 26%. My fucking thing's been weird. Injury ended Injury ended Kinnear. Fuck Kinnear. Get up. And many hairdos. So many hairdos has got it. We're in. 46% for let's pick an 11 of many hairdos, boys. Get up the boys. So would you hold on to Tanaka? I mean, I would. It actually frustrates me, but I just think we'll get... I don't think he should be a starter. Actually, after that, I'll do whether or not you think he should be starting. Is that on Willie Nonto? Yes, Ayo, appreciate you, dude. We've got 47 in the room and only 22 likes, boys. We know we're on that rotisserie as well, so smashes a like, guys. Thank you, Ayo, by the way. Welcome back. Jack defending his best mate, Sean. What a shock. Can't help it. Can't stop, won't stop, MVG. And you know it, and don't you forget it. It's all about using your head in midfield, Jack, and you know it, Ali. Don't you forget it. I think Leeds should set up a programme and I'll help all the midfielders get playing a little bit better. Seeing those 70-yard pings, passes that I do, etc. Just get you in training, Ali. That's all we need to see. That's all we need to see. All hail the Badger. All hail Jack's dildo. Is it on show? It's not on show, AO. We'll get that sorted straight out, mate. Get that dildo in and on and over here. Gosh. Can you see it? Oh, it's a mirror image. You can sort of see it. It's alright, the dildo's in. Yes, Yorkshire Peacocks, what's good, man? It has been a long time, man. How's it going, man? For Tanaka's international career, I think he has to go, and I love the lad. Fuck his international career, though, Mr. Depp. Who gives a shit about his international career? We only care about LUFC over up in this bitch, don't we, boy? To be fair, Longstaff's been good in pre-season. Of course he has, BMG. He needed this pre-season last year. He got in the side last year and then obviously got his injury. He'd have been used a lot more towards end of the season. He was good in cup for us. He's a good player, is Sean Longstaff. I'm saying you know exactly what you're getting from him and I'm here for it. The Badger's getting some love. Ena getting the love. AO getting the love. Starting to think that Tanaka might struggle for minutes this season unless there's injuries. I agree, BMG. I think he's going to be a little bit of a luxury in there because if we're starting to think that we're looking a bit more further forward, and we've got Harry Wilson, Okafor, Nonto. I mean, people don't like Dan James anymore, but I'm just saying they're your wingers, aren't they? So if we're going 3 up top, he's not getting anywhere near that. If we're going with a 10, it's going to be Harry Wilson first, which you're not going to play a 10. There's also Aronson in there. I know nobody likes hearing Aronson's name, but he will be useful this year. Obviously, Calvert-Lewin and Metcha up top. Metcha can sometimes go out onto that left-hand side or goes as the sort of 10, as the 2 9s or into the little 10 role that, you know, I think's a lot of nonsense. But then in centre mid, it's going to be... And then you've got Stack as well that can push forward into like the further forward 8. You've got Longstaff. You've got Ampadu. So Gruev even, you know, I mean... And I say Gruev because, you know, if Ampadu's not there, it will be Gruev over Tanaka in there unless he trusts Stack to do it this season. He definitely had a look. Not that he didn't trust Stack, but I think Stack was so useful going forward. We sort of needed his presence going forward, whereas now, you know, when we've got players like Harry Wilson and stuff, who does need to come good, but I believe he will. You know, it'd be interesting. It's just going to be really interesting to see what Dr. Farker and the medics come up with this season. Really is. Yes, Yorkshire Peacock, send him some love. Absolutely, Danny Borden. We don't need to worry about his fucking international career, do we? I had a dream last night that Voldemort and Jack were doing a live stream together and Voldemort was wearing a JackCity cap. Hey, I was going to say dreams can come true, but I know you say Voldemort is, so I ain't having it, mate. I don't think he will, Joe Depp. I'm on board. I'm right there with you, my G. I've started saying my G, by the way, boys. Smashers are like, guys. We're on 54 in the room. 54 up in this bitch. That's why I know we're on that rotisserie. We've got that hog on a spit, haven't we? And we're just spinning that bitch around. Oh, sorry, Dazzler. I missed your comment there. Does anyone believe we'll get a world-class striker soon, or is it wishful thinking? World-class is perhaps a little bit wishful thinking, Dazzler. I think we're some way off world-class. I think Calvert-Lewin is as good as it's going to get for us. And truth be told, I don't think that's a bad. I don't think that's a bad step down from world class. I think it'd be silly to say Calvert-Lewin's world class, but he's a step down from. Well, he's better than. What would be what? How did it used to do it on Champ Manager? It was like world class. I can't remember how it used to do it, but he's basically he's a drop down from. He's not elite. He's not world class. He's a drop down. I think they just call him like a pro, but he's a bit better than a pro, isn't he? More likely a backup for DCL. I agree. BMG. He needs to step up his game. Then can't just sulk and just sit and a shoe in. Danny Bowden, it's there for taking. There's no doubt about it. Farke knows enough about Tanaka for him to get in the position, to get him in the team. So ultimately, it does come down to what Tanaka's doing. I don't buy into this bollocks about Farke's favourites and all this shit. All the managers have got a certain amount of favourites. Tanaka needs to make his way into the team, doesn't he? If he's the ball player, the thing about being a ball player is you have to be the best ball player. You have to be so much better than other players. It's like, I know I bang on about Sean Longstaff, but at this point I just find it quite funny. But Sean Longstaff's at a certain level on the ball that they're all at. They're all at this level. So if you're going to be the ball player, you have to be like unbelievable levels. Like when you look at Okafor, that's what I bang on about Okafor for. It's like beat your man, try and beat your man. If you don't beat your man, that's what you're there to do. You can't be, and I actually think Okafor will have a really good season for us this year. But you have to be the ball player. It's all right saying Tanaka's a ball player, but Harry Wilson's a ball player, isn't he? And he works hard and he gets in position. And Tanaka, I just think, gets caught out a lot. And at this level, in the central midfield, we can't have any luxuries in there, can we? I think we're going to go really rustic, really hardcore in that centre mid. I think it's going to be like Stack and Ampadu, or Ampadu and Longstaff, play strong players in there. I think he'll go more of a 2 now. And Stack will still sort of get forward, but it'll be a little bit different. And then if it's Aronson in there, or if it's Wilson, or if it's Okafor, it'll just be interesting to see. That's why I think he might go with like a strong 2. It might be Stack and Ampadu, like really old in that midfield. And I think Farke might be a little bit more, I don't want to say positive because he gets told he's negative all the time, but positive in the sense where if he goes Stack and Ampadu's still old, but Stack's got a bit of a licence to go a bit forward. And I think Longstaff the same. Longstaff could probably more liable to holding a little bit more with Ampadu than Stack is. I think Stack really thinks he can be effective going forward because he can. But I don't think that you don't get the going back from Tanaka that you get off a Stack. And Stack's as good a ball player. He's as effective on the ball. So what I mean, some players just look cute and look pretty on ball, but in reality, they're not better than Stack on the ball, are they? Once we get to that level of player, it's like they're all good on ball, boys. They're all good on ball, boys. Yes, Mark Eddie Edison, the man with many names. I am enjoying all the Men in Blazer Chats podcast. DCL, Daniel Farke. The Farke one were mint. Parag's one were mint, to be fair. DCL's a nice guy, isn't he? Now, Brendan, have you watched them, mate? I have. I've yet to watch the Brendan one because it came out of just a few hours ago, didn't it, Mark? And I was in the hot tub that I'm bragging about. But I've watched the DCL one, I've watched the Daniel Farke one, and I watched the Parag one. I do like Parag. I think that Men in Blazers guy is quite a good interviewer. I think he's quite interesting. His style's quite interesting, isn't he? 'Cause he's not trying to be too over the top with it. Jack, it's all about what's inside the tin of beans, and you know it, not what brand the beans are. Perfect. Doesn't matter if you live in a cardboard box in the middle of Chester or a mansion in LA. Some tins of beans, mate. That's absolutely right, Ali. 200. You're speaking well above your age there, mate. We appreciate you, Ali. Sensational stuff. You pay monthly for a blow-up paddling pool. No, I do not, MVG. Nikita Love does. This is what I'm saying. I didn't buy the hot tub. Right, it's not mine. The decent BMG absolutely. I think that's dead in water in it. I mean, everybody's drifting in that. Like, still on about Paxao and that, and it's like, or Pacquiao or Paxao, however you want to try to say his name. I thought, do you not remember last year when we were in for Paxao and then it went and he didn't come in, and then it was like top flop. I don't know. Everybody go, oh, we've dodged a bullet here. Then Twitter goes, we've dodged a bullet. And then some fans still sort of follow him. Like, we're linked with all sorts of players, aren't we? I trust the process now. I don't think we've put a foot wrong. And when we have, we've gone Perry out. Perry's gone straight out the door on it now, and we've replaced him with James Trafford, who is, if he ain't a good goalkeeper, then I don't know where you get one. So it's like, I mean that as in the sense of, I don't mean if he isn't, then I don't know where you get one. I mean, if he's shit, then it's like, I don't know what they could have done. They could only put us in a position. We've got someone that Man City genuinely believed could replace Ederson, and we've got that player the year after. So, and they only got replaced because Donnarumma came available, who is undoubtedly one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and that's where Man City are at. So. What do you mean, Joe Depp? What do you mean? It's a shoe-in. Oh, yes, Lukey boy. Hope you had a good holiday, Jack. Hello, Badgers. Yes, I'm back in the building, Luke. It's been a ropey week, to be fair. I've been fucking... It's been hard work coming back from it, but I'm back with a vengeance. Keep it real, Messiah. My dog is called Paddy, Peter White. It's a perfect name, mate. Evedi is injury prone, just saying. Well, it's just rumblings again, isn't it? Do you hear that? Fucking storm in the midst. All jokes aside, I'm excited for the season, yes, Ali. I suspect that we will get top 14, which I'll take. Just take each game as it comes and win when you need to. Biggest goal, stay Premier League for another 3 years. Get up, Ali. 200. We just want to maintain our position within the league, big lad. I said to Joe the other day when he was in the Badgers room, in the Badgers presence, all you need is love. Now, all you need is a couple of seasons in the Prem. Then we could even have a shaky one. And you just sort of take it on chin and you go, well, we finished 15th, but we're not. I mean, I don't want to keep going on about the same thing, but the teams coming up from Championship are not getting better anytime quicker. So it's going to take a lot to dislodge us if we keep moving. If we keep buying players that are so blatantly decent, it's hard to sort of get that wrong. Harry Wilson is blatantly decent. James Trafford is blatantly decent, and that's at worst. If Harry Wilson has the same season he had for Fulham this year, we've got something on his hands, haven't we? Calvert-Lewin, we're sort of reliant on Calvert-Lewin, which is a bit of a worry, but Metcha can step up, to be fair to him, and he has proved that and shown that, but it's just over... You don't want it to be over 10 games, do you? You want it, you don't mind Metcha coming in for 2 games and thinking, well, Calvert-Lewin will be back in 3 weeks. It's if he's out for 2 months, you think, fucking hell, we're up against it here. Elvedi's quality, says Ena. Yeah, yes, indeed. It would be a good signing, that. While we have you here, Lord, what is the meaning of life? Come on, Messiah, let us know. Women and beer. Pussy and beer, you mean, the Messiah? Yes, Yorkshire Peacocks, what's good? Big up, giving Ena their love. Easy as that, MVG. The Messiah will never tell you what you didn't already know, mate. Seems to me that Bornau wants to leave because he wants more game time. Presumably, that's then triggered us to go for Alvedi. Dominoes, domino effect, BMG. Lovely stuff. It was also strange how he's the only one that he kept on the pitch, wasn't he? Don't want to do that, like put him in the market window styley stuff. But what else were he doing? Do you know what I mean? The only one he kept on, it's like, well, if he gets injured, fuck him, he'll just sit on the bench. I can understand Bornau wanting to play a lot. Good luck if he goes. Great if he stays. To be fair, 78 RPM, the gentle one. He didn't play much last year. Probably deserves a little bit more game time. But, I think Biol were also worried about that early doors. It's ended up, I do still believe it's ended up the right way around. We've ended up, keeping Biol, keeping Rodon. Obviously lost Struick. Hopefully Marameknarov is decent. And if Bornhouse to go by the wayside, we're going to lose some players that are decent, aren't we, as well? We're going to lose some players that don't really think they're going to get in the side or just don't really give a shit about it too much. He's played the least out of all the centre-backs we had last year, hasn't he? And I'd rather lose him than James Justin and stuff that's really useful and proper mobile. And I do think there's something in that. I mean, he sort of had Bornhouse bursting down right, didn't he? Rodon style, which is a mental thing. Like, Rodon were at it again last night. I think my Remeknomov has looked decent so far. He has, BMG. He has. Yes, Jimmy Sandwiches, Jeebus Cripes, appreciate you, brother. Roger Slicker in the building. I've seen more from Nonto, Longstaff, Bourne, Cow and Aronson than Harry Wilson. That is true, Roger Slicker. There's been a thing floating around Twitter saying, when do we start worrying about Harry Wilson? And I don't think there's any need to even begin to worry about Harry Wilson. I think we need to have to monitor our expectations of Harry Wilson. I think really if we actually monitored Okafor's progression better, I think people would be more up for that. I think people seem to be looking at Harry Wilson like he's going to come and like light up the world. He's not that player either. He's probably about as good as Okafor, but I don't think that's a bad place to be. We got Okafor and everybody sort of people really, and this isn't a diss to any boys that watch the channel or all, just in general, I think people buy into the hype a lot. So you go like, but that also works against them. So Okafor comes with loads of hype. He looks like a bit of a playboy. Harry Wilson done, but he's had a mint season last season. So everybody's assuming he's going to come into the team and suddenly goals galore and like top bins everywhere. And it's like, Okafor had some pretty decent moments last season for us. 2 goals against Man United will have done me all year. That'll have done me all year, but he did a little bit more than that. I've said it before and I will fucking say it again, but if we want to finish 10th, we need each and every one of our wingers and stack any forward player, Aronson even, Calvert-Lewin, just to turn up in 4 or 5 games. If each of them turn up in 10 games, we're going for Europe. So we don't need them that often in order to finish 10th. You need 1 or 2 of them per game. There's only 38 games to go at. If you've got 6 dangerous players, Metcher, Calvert-Lewin, Harry Wilson, we'll say Aronson because he got quite a few goal and assists for his last season. Dan James got nothing for his last year. Willie Nonto didn't get much for his last year. Who else for this? Stack, he provides and gets goals. I've chucked my best mate Longstaff in just because he scored early on in the season. But do you understand what I mean? Like, it's just getting like just a couple of players per game. And you just think it were their day-to-day. It were Calvert-Lewin's day-to-day. And Aronson did have them days. He got a couple of them days taken away from him by Perry. Because, we'd have beat Man United at home if it hadn't been for Perry. We beat him away because of Okafor. And there's obviously more to it that the whole team has to turn up. But you need these sort of game changes just to be good in them moments. If you want to win the league, you need Lionel Messi, don't you? Or, Cristiano Ronaldo of 10 years ago. Joke, I hint. A clown. But it's true. That's all you need. That's all we're looking at. So you just need Harry Wilson for 10 games next season. Where you go, that fucking Harry Wilson was good today, wasn't he? That's what everybody takes home with them. And then you go, yay, what? And the more that happens, Calvert-Lewin went on a real purple patch, didn't he? And then it sort of dried up a little bit for him. And we were like, oh, we could do with a Calvert-Lewin goal here. But once you've got the trust in there, nobody do it how he does it. Geets up, Danny Borden. At least we can pronounce his name, unlike Maro Maknarovich-ish. I can't pronounce his name, Phil. I know that's possibly what you're saying, but I will never even try. It's a totally pointless exercise for me, that. Nonto even impressed me with his willingness to have a real go at right wing back. Also, RPM, he's probably having a look at the squad and just thinking, I think I've got an opportunity to play in this role, because if James Justin can do it, and I know James Justin's sort of like a centre-back, right-back, left-back, so he's sort of from that ilk, but Nonto's going to have to grow up, isn't he, eventually, and go, maybe I could actually play in this, like, just work hard. You don't have to be a good defender, do you, as a right wing-back? Bogle's not good at defending, none of them are. But he's probably looking at the squad thinking that is the best way in for me, because he knows he's not getting in on right wing, really. Johnny Cooper said that Maramok Norofovic-ish is the first LUFC player to have all the vowels in his surname. Is that right, BMG? To be honest, I think the pace of the Premier League is too much for Seb and he wants to play at cruise control. Is that your controversial comment of the day, AO? Oh, Lord, won't you buy me? He puts himself about, he always has. He wasn't selected for the Pens, was he, Roger Slick? Or could he have picked someone at the end for the Pens? I'm not sure he could have brought him back on. Pussy and beer MVG. Tarek is as above Leeds as Rafinha was. I don't know about that RPM. I've got to say, I'm pulling that up. Should we hold on to Tanaka? 74% say yes. Just Joe's text me. Because I can't go with that RPM. I've got to be honest. And I know you're on my burner account, but is Mara Mek Narov or Rich-ish on Rafinha levels? That's a wild one to me, RPM. The Guardian, the Saint, the Angel. Ring my bell. Barry Kemp, let's give Willie a chance. Think he's quality. Yes, Barry Kemp. Is it as a squad player? If he can do that right wing back role, that is a brilliant squad player. That's what I'm sort of saying about James Justin. If he can be as versatile as him, chuck him on. He's never going to really let you down. And I actually think Nonto puts himself about away from home on a level where it's like he's not going to let you down. He might fucking frustrate you a little bit, but wingers do, boys. Wingers do. I hate all this Trafford / campaign shit. It was a bloody friendly. Geared up 78 RPM. JB Leeds, can we put some respect on Nonto? He's Premier League. He's Premier League. He's Premier League. JB Leeds. He's Premier League. Shouts to JB Leeds. Welcome, brother. He's Premier League, mate. He spent more years in Premier League than many of our squad, hasn't he? So let's stick with him for another year or two. Let's see what we can get out of him. And this, I think we can squash the. I think we can squash the bad attitude, the attitude that he's got allegedly. With agent and that. I think we can squash that. But shout out to JB Leeds. Thank you very much, dude. My guy, my G. I've started saying my G, by the way, now. JB Leeds. Joffrey apparently gone. Dan James is now our longest serving player. Guess who is the only other who played under Bielsa? Did Nonto play under Bielsa? Nonto played. Willie was fire last night against them. He certainly was. I think Willie's the only one. I love Willie. I think he's good for me, Jack. I think he's solid. I think he's strong. I think he's stiff. He's stiff at the back. Cresswell apparently plays as CDM, so was slightly out of position last night. Well, this is also interesting, BMG. Because he's a young lad, isn't he? So what is a CDM? We don't get this. We don't get this with Ampadu, do we? It's like you got to be versatile, baby, if you want to get in the side. Fair play to Archie Gray. I know he's in Championship, but it's like if you're going to get in the side, if you're apparently this player, that's what I said about Harry Gray. It's all right being up top, but would you be better off being, are you versatile? Can you come and do as a job? Because, you might be up top. I bet that, Jamie Carragher were a centre forward, wasn't he, when he was 15? They all are, aren't they? I tell you what, if I had a kid in any system, I'd go, no, you play up top until somebody tells you that you're playing at a decent level at centre-back, and then you go, right. And then we go, no, but I want to play up top. It's like, you're playing centre-back, mate. Come on, let's have a look. They're all forwards. They need to be forwards. Harry Kewell, what, as in the last person that played for Bielsa? Still playing for Bielsa? I'm only joking, AO. He did like an hairdo. Beckham's an easy one. Neymar had many hairdos. Beckham's an easy one. Jack, how did it come about that you got Joe Wayman on your podcast in your crib? Well, Michael Brown is a proper good boyo, isn't he? He's, my friend is Joe, so... And... we met for a cup of tea, and then he was like, should we do a vid? And I was like, absolutely. So, there shall be more, I would hope. Yes, indeed. I'm hoping to do, but I'm going to be getting to a lot of away games, Michael Brown, but I want to do like a watch-along with Joe, because it'd be piss funny, because I'll just sit him back, but, you know, let Joe host, but I'll be up for just watching game with him as well, so... Because I do think I can add as that, like, secondary man. Did Willie Nonto join under Marsh? Geets up, Danny Borden. I've got an Indian in an hour and 10 minutes. David James, perfectly done, BMG. We're going to have fun here. Do a poll. Harry Wilson surpassed our expectations so far. I aren't polling that up. I can confirm that Maramok Navrovic-ish is not on Rafinha's level. 65% say no, 35% say yes. I'm on board with that. I don't even know how to... I mean, there's no point of polling that. I'll tell you what I will do. I'll compromise. I'll put, do you think Harry Wilson will improve us? Because really, you know, if he ends up being a bit shit, which he won't, but if he ends up on bench and he's a bit shit, then he's on bench and he's a bit shit. But he's better on bench, isn't he, than, you know... I'd rather have Harry Wilson on bench than Voldemort. Do you know what I mean? Get off. David James got to be in. Genuinely, any of them. I have been flippant or pedantic, Barry, but I genuinely any of them. I don't think he's good enough. We need to start seeing a little bit more strength from him in centre for me. I think he's a brilliant footballer, but I think he's a bit soft. And if I'm going to be a knobhead, I don't like him crying every 24 hours. I don't think he should be crying every 24 hours. I just think he needs to be a bit stronger. On the ball, he looks great I think he looks great on the ball. I think he's got a nice name for the fan base to shout. I think everybody adores him because he's different in you know, it's hey ho, you know, rather than you can't go Sean. That's never going to work, is it? Sean from Newcastle. Maybe I'll bring it round as a bat outside. Fucking Dracula's here. Rama backflip. Rama backflip, I like it, 78 RPM. We don't need sell Peru, do we? But, you know, we do need to get him off the books if he's... If we don't sign anybody, though, we don't need to get rid of him, do we? But the reality is we need to get rid of him. He does get in the many hairdos. Kuhl's in, he's got to be in. Neymar's definitely in. Paul Pogba's got to be in, hasn't he? Farker has got to start stacking amps in the midfield. I think he will, Rich Walker. That's what I'm saying. I think he'll go with the three. I think he'll go with the two. But this is my main quandary. This is why everybody will lose their mind about him playing Aronson potentially. I think it depends who we're playing against. I think he will want to go with Harry Wilson. But if he goes Harry Wilson, Okafor and Calvert-Lewin, Okafor, to be fair to him, began to put a little bit more of a shift in. And I do believe that's when you sacrifice a little bit the right-hand side and let Bogle get forward if it's to be Bogle, or if we're doing the road on thing where we've got overlappers on the right hand side. When Goodmanson's back, him and Okafor sort of work well together anyway. We get that overlap, but Wilson will become the 10. This is why I don't believe in the 10. I think it's a lot of bollocks. I think the idea is you play. Obviously, to say it's bollocks is crazy. But levels, if Calvert-Lewin is definitely the 9, isn't he? But that doesn't mean he stays totally central. Harry Wilson's here. This is what Aronson's been doing, and Harry Wilson will just be better at it. They're not a right winger. They're in and around here, aren't they? And they're like, but they still have to occupy this space, because when we lose the ball, if not, there's a gaping hole down this side, isn't there? That's it there. I've lost my, because it's in a rear. Oh no, it works. So there's a gaping hole down here. Whereas Okafor's very wide on the left and sort of works in and around here, doesn't he? And drifts wherever he wants. Whereas that when we lose the ball, we become a unit, don't we? And Calvert-Lewin's happy to sit in. This has worked out quite well. You know, we become compact, and that is what Aronson does. He won't just wander off aimlessly wide. Okafor does. So, and I do think Harry Wilson is that. That would be the argument I should have made fucking about a year ago about the 10, saying, well, they're not a 10. I don't agree with this 10 hype. But they're more central. They don't want to be like, they don't hug the touchline at the risk of saying, well, I won't bother saying Harrison. I'll say Overmars and Dan James and even David Beckham and, you know, Ryan Giggs to some extent, but he sort of came a bit more central towards the end of his career. But there's a gap in between being get out wide and hug the touchline, and then there's like Robert Perez, isn't there? There's Freddie Ljungberg, and then he comes in. He's not they're not out and out wingers. Even Boye did it. Boye were a centre midfielder that played right wing, but he wasn't like out and out. He wasn't an out and out winger. We were probably more narrow when we were in Champions League than, well, I'll speak for myself, than I think. We were probably more narrow. Freshly squeezed Iffy. Appreciate you, dude. I'm always seem to land here when I'm home alone. Pissed up and my nostrils hurt. Gates up, freshly squeezed Iffy. That's how we want you, brother. Be careful, though. The dildo is back on display, I'm sorry, brother. Pogba's captain, I agree, BMG. Nonto is Premier League, says JB Leeds, and deserves his place in the club. Simple. Sick of that Connor negativity towards him. It doesn't surprise me that he gives him shit. I think there's something about giving... I know I've said this before, and I don't want to ramble on, but there's something about giving like professional footballers a level of shit, you know, where you won't leave them alone. Like, it's like they become consumed with them, don't they? Rather than just saying like... And it's probably a bit of a gay thing to say, like saying that they're just all good at football, because they are, but I just... And I know everybody knows that, and it's like, levels. It's like, yeah, but also the team you're playing, you know, how much in favour you are, how fit you are while you're playing. They're all at a certain level. But but players like Nonto, you definitely see... That's why I like Geldart. I like Geldart at the time. You do see things in him where you just think, there's definitely like something in there. It's just unlocking it every week, innit? But which you can't do. Geldart can't do that. But I just think Nonto's shown it a lot more than Geldart to give him another another year really to have a look at it. And I just think, you know, you don't get a better replacement in for me. Longstaff is way better than Tanaka in every sense. He don't cry or pee his pants. Do you mean that 78 RPM? 'Cause I do think he's better than Tanaka. I honestly do. I don't think he's too far away from him being on the ball. And then everything else that he gives counterbalances. Everything that Longstaff doesn't give you on the ball that Tanaka allegedly gives you on the ball, he outweighs him in every... You know when they do that fucking thing where it's like, you know, all these different stats and they weigh them up and they do it on Champ Manager, and it'd be like, Tanaka would be like over here and Longstaff would just nip onto him. And then Longstaff would just batter him over this, like... It's not even defensive side, it's just getting about the pitch. Positional sense. I don't think his positional sense is great. I think he's a really good footballer. But they all are. 83% believe that Harry Wilson will improve us. 17% say no. I know I've skewed your poll there, Roger Slicker, so I'll probably get abused for saying that. For saying that I'm skewing the poll. But who's better or who's more effective? I'll put. Tanaka or Longstaff. Who's more effective in a 2? Because that's the reality. We're going to be playing him in a 2. We are not going to be playing him in a 3 where you go, we'll give him license to get forward and stuff. Tony Daly, Danny Bowden. Yeets up. DCL's had a few hairdos. He has, to be fair, AO. Me and 78 are in Leeds tomorrow and Saturday if anybody wants to gather. Get in touch with Jack for contact info. This is the first time hearing of it. Fucking hell's going on here? The irony, James Trafford wins man. Oh, shite. Oh, you dumb bastard. Fuck. I've got no to fucking mop it up with neither. It's gone fucking everywhere. I've juiced everywhere. I've splurged. I've splurged everywhere, boys. And didn't save one penalty in the shootout. Well, nature at beast. Ugh for many hairdos. Ugh for an hairdo, man. Calvin Phillips, he had the fucking things like fastened to his head. What are they called? He's had a few. He had a bit of an afro, didn't he? DCL's in. DCL's had a fair few hairdos. I'm trying to think if Okafor did. Beckham definitely had. Neymar's in there. Peru. Fucking Neymar's in there. Ming. Peru's only had 2 though, on he didn't he have his blonde hair and his. Who else has been through some hairdos? Anton Griezmann. Anton Griezmann's been through some hairdos, you know. All boxed up. Harry Wilson still looks off the pace to me. He needs to work hard in training to get up to speed. I think he might have that Bogelitis. Bogle were a bit like that. Bogle shut me up in first couple of games. I remember actually being on Joe's stream and being like, he looks like pissed up, like he's always been gambling to me or something. It's like, you know, long summer he's had. So I just think getting up to speed, I agree with, yeah. But I do think it's like, you know, looking for connections, and he hasn't played too much with ECL and that. And that'll be where he really comes into light, I think. And I do think some players really turn up in big games, and I'm not being that guy, but I do believe it's like there's a lot more to come from Harry Wilson. We've seen enough in general over the past few seasons. John Joe Shelby's definitely the shout of the night. Ayo. My parents are very traditional, and they taught me that you should respect people even if they hate you. I tested the theory out and it works. Respect overrides hate. You got to kill them with kindness, Harley. Works every time. Ampadu don't mind an hairdo. BMG. Great minds, your boys are in. It's a bit on the nasty side. We could go with Joe Wainman, to be fair, because he's got a new hairdo, hasn't he? Ming's getting the love. Yeah, copping you. He must have confirmed. I think we're getting the theme now, AO. I do think, just for, what is it, repeated offence, BMG. The original Ronaldo's a brilliant shout, BMG. Sorry, Danny Bowden. Just on the basis of that, even that wild one. Because I think we should let a few in for Terrible West. Gates up, Danny Bowden. I think we should let a few in for iconic ones as well. Do you know what I mean? That's like, we've done iconic hairdo, I think. Or was it mustache we've done? But that's like, Ronaldo had a few haircuts and also unbelievably iconic. Pogba's in there, Mink. Don't be copying MVG's not happy about it. No, I don't think he did, I think we all know he didn't. Neymar's in. Cisse or Juve. I think both of them. Danny Borden. Yes, Leeds. What's good, big lad? Matched on together. R9's in. Gets up. DCL is a high-level semi-pro. Slow down, Ali. He's a boyo. We have to get a striker like we needed last year. Do you believe that, though, Barry Kemp? Do you not think DCL is the man going forward, really, man? Genuinely. I think DCL, you just need to keep him fit, which is a problem in and of itself. But Mika Richards had 3. Do you know, I'd give Mika Richards it just on the basis that even though it's only like small differences, he does have many different hairdos. Much like Gary McAllister, we're definitely a theme going on here. If DCL stays fit, we can simply cannot buy better until we are Champions League club. DCL, and I only think he gets better with the club as well, RPM. But I don't think we've got long enough. How old is he? 29. So if you imagine 3 years, not that you do it on a trajectory, but you're probably looking towards, I don't think it'll be this year, then your next year being 31. We will ultimately we will need someone, won't we? Relatively, we've got another. Well, he just needs to stay fit. Absolutely, Danny Borden. I agree, man. Taribo's a shout, BMG. Cisse is a fine shout. Juve had the blonde short hair. He had the fucking... Maybe I'm just remembering the blonde short hair, to be fair. He's laughing at ball people, isn't he, at Danny Borden? I always find myself here after my midlife crisis. Yes, Lee Pritchard. I mean, how many midlife crises have you had? I'm here every week, Lee Pritchard, but stay with it, mate. It's not a midlife crisis. You can't have had more than one. David Bedpan, many an haircut. Adan, not a Monican. I don't understand that sentence. I really need help, says Lee Pritchard. Mika Richards is in. It's only whenever I'm drunk and on the snow. Well, if that's the only time that you need help, Lee Pritchard, I think you've found your own help there, mate. Just if you need help when you're on the drink and on the snow, don't get on the drink, don't get on the snow. That is, you found the help. You already know. Stack and Ampadu when 5 at the back. Stack Ampadu Longstaff when 4 at the back. 78 RPM. You're speaking my language. BMG, Beckham is a good one. Balotelli's a good one, Ming. What do you want us to do, Lee Pritchard? What do you want us to do? Hey, I'm loving this side of it, to be fair. Vartez, even though he's a dickhead. What? Yeah, he's already skipper Danny Borden, I think. Balotelli is a great shout. Yes, all boxed up. You know it. We've got 58 up in this bitch. We've now got 60. And we know we're on that rotisserie. And Lee Pritchard needs some help. He's not sure how much help or what help he needs. But we've only got 50 likes, boys. And we've got 60. And we're on that rotisserie. You bastards just don't love me enough, do you? You're only coming here to check whether or not I'm talking about Voldemort. Somerville. Excellent shout, BMG. Pogba, keep him in. Pogba's going to end up player manager here. Player manager captain. He always steps up. But has Parag got many hairdos? Gosh, RMVG, the boy. 1, 2, 3. Hey, the problem is, I think you're going to catch you off guard with one of these. Men in Black, he's rather eccentric. He reminds me of the way he speaks of Lloyd's Grossman. Yeah, Men in Blazers guys, whatever it is, he's a bit like, it's verging on a bit weird, but he's kind of good at it. Do you know what it is, man? Genuinely, I think there's like an authenticness to people, isn't there? And he seems like a bit of a goof. Do you know what I mean? That's fine. No one gives a shit. It's like a bit of a goof, but it's like, that's your vibe, innit? Like, there's no point pretending to be, I don't know. But I think people can understand like a bit of honesty and a bit of like, you know. And I didn't mind his interview technique. He's a bit like, it's all a bit like, well, the famous, it's all like, and that's fine. That is also very true as well, 78 RPM. All this Leo talk is absolute bollocks for the gullible to wank over. I mean, I'm gullible, but I ain't never had a wank over it. I'm not ruling it out, though, RPM. Not after what you said to me today, she had a red cocktail. In real life, people call me Mr. Bean because I look a bit like him. And I talk like him, too. I thought Mr. Bean didn't talk. But then again, Mr. Bean is one of my all-time idols. I just love how Bean goes about life. You're not called Ollie, are you, in real life? Fucking, is that true, all boxed up? I mean, I'll move. Fucking don't blame him. Stay loose. Charlton had many hairdos. Cucurella didn't, though, did he, to be fair? Aubameyang. Did Aubameyang? Bentley did, to be fair. I think Bentley got through a few. He were an extravagant fella, wasn't he? And they said, Wizard, he's run a pass. Well, ironically, Paolo Di Canio had many hairdos, didn't he? We've learnt that. I don't seem to remember. Did Seedorf have some weird hairdos as well? Not weird, but many. I seem to remember Bentley getting through a few, but Cucurella's just always had that big, dumb, daft hair on it. I only did the salute once, BMG. That photo was taken completely out of context. Geets up. I was pointing to a light bulb that needed changing. This one don't work, MVG. I was going to point up to it, but I'm live on Channel 4. Do not say fuck or bugger. Is it right, Jack, that Erling Haaland has a poster of you on his wall or Leeds out with? Well, he didn't up until about 2 weeks ago. And basically I tweeted him. And then he said, send me a photo of you. So, but he did say send me a photo that nobody's ever seen here before. So I thought, get the ghoulies out, get the gangers out. So I got the gangers out, and then he sent me a photo of me, not just on his wall, like blown up on his back wall, like the whole back wall. Just me with my Gingang ghoulies out. And the frustration is I can't get back in touch with him to take it down and replace it with me and the Badger. I'd quite like the Badger to be over my Gingang ghoulies. Although I'd never do that to the Badger. I'd never put the Badger that close to the hot broth. Tentatively, Aaron Ramsey, who bleached his. Aaron Ramsey, certainly, that's fine. Alan Shearer. He was on flames tonight. Chinese is here, several minutes late. Best still be boiling warm. Place I get it from, mate, comes from fucking about 40 minutes away, and I don't know whether he's fucking got a. I don't know whether he's got a lad in back cooking it, but it is bubbling. It's bubbling, and it's tasty. So I hope it's warm for you, Danny Bowden. He did, to be fair, BMG. I wanted to say about Bamford, but because I actually thought Bamford, because he had his long hair, didn't he? And then he cut it short. But I don't know if it. And then he had his blonde hair, but I don't think any of it were deliberate. So, poll suggestion: away to Forest, win 1, lose 1, 1-0. Whoa, bloody hell! I cannot believe this poll, and I have not rigged this. I think that's a huge moment in my life. Vindication. Who's more effective in a 2? Tanaka, 31%. Longstaff, 69%. Granted, it's only had 30 votes, but still, I think that's still a fair assessment of certainly our sessions on a Thursday night. Shawnee boy. Nobody's fucking about. Would you rather... What was it? RPM. Away to Forest. Win 1, lose 1. Yeah. Win 1, lose 1. League, win. Cup, lose. League, lose. Cup, win. Now, Roger Slicker's going to go bazonkas here, but I'd want to win in league this early on in the season. I'd rather beat Forest in first game of the season. I just think it's super duper important. But that kind of frustrates me. Because I don't want to lose in Cup. But if I had to pick which one I lose. The glorious thing is, I should have put a third option like, listen, dickhead, football don't work like that. But, that's not the poll. So it's a good poll suggestion, 78 RPM, we're here for it. Ball players not allowed. Paolo Di Canio. Walker Peters is a good shout, BMG. Does Barry Bennon clinging onto his hairdo count? I don't think clinging onto your hair can be... Yeah, he did a bit, didn't he, to be fair? I think Gaza did, Gary. Gaza did, cause didn't he go like... He had like... real short with blonde. Then he had like the... Maybe he was just growing it out, but... A lot of Afro-Caribbean players go for cornrows at some point. They do indeed, BMG. What about just for memorabilia, that fucking Javinho guy? I was dead for an infinite amount of time before I was born, and that didn't cause me any trouble. I suspect that you be in the same state after you die. I'm not too sure what that means, Harley, but Gaza's in. Gates up. Neymar Jr. and Balotelli had mad hairdos. They're in. Leeds. Wayne Rooney. I don't know if he's just now running out of bald people. Valderrama, we're getting in now. We're getting them going. Glenn Johnson goes straight in at right back. Bosch. Yes, giving Yorkshire Peacocks the love. What I don't understand is surely Bornau knew he wasn't going to be a starter when he signed. You don't know what they're saying to him, though, do you? In fairness, Steve Morrison. Like, genuinely, you don't know what is being said. I agree, but I think they all think they can get into the team. As soon as they get into training, they think, well, I've got a bit about me. They all back themselves, don't they? Oh, I think it's absolutely terrible. Wesley Snyder straight in AO. I asked ChatGPT to tell me how many months I'll have from now if I even get to a good age, and it said 700 months. That really isn't that many months at all. I mean, I'd take 700 months from now, even just at a guess. I have indeed, Steve Morrison. Yeah, he's getting shit for it, isn't he? Wayne Rooney's linked up with Mark Goldbridge, isn't he? Is Tariq an upgrade on Pascal? I don't know yet, Michael Brown. I was speaking earlier, I really don't know yet. See, BMG straight in with probably yes, but I think that's out with the old, in with the new vibes. I don't know, me. Adama Traore, you on about there, Leeds? He's got to be in. I don't know, though, boys. You'll have to give me a few games of that. Alan Smith didn't mind a mess about. Rutter's a good shout. Yeah, I think Goldbridge is a little weasel, but I actually think he's quite engaging. I think he's a dick slap, and I think it's all performative crap. But I do think he's quite engaging. And I actually think, and it's not just because he said Leeds would stay up last year, but I do think the majority of his takes are normally... I don't think he tries to be, like, ridiculously controversial, if you know what I mean. Don't try and be like... Oh, fucking making a mess here. Don't try and be, like, overly controversial or all. I know he does, but he's just a knobhead in his live streams, isn't he? If I'm lucky, I'll have... Stay loose, Sally. We don't need to start counting down days yet, mate. You've got plenty of life in front of you. Jibril C says in, Messiah, but it's a good shot, but he's got to be in. Bogle's had a fair few hairdos. We must be doing all right here. It's back line, though. I'm trying to think of some Brazilians. They always go for it, don't they? Wilson will be judged on goals and assists. That is what he was brought for. Sadly, some idiots will write him off at their peril. Have a hemorrhoid section of anti-fans. Always looking for the negative. I don't think he will be judged on his goal and assists, really. I think ultimately he will. We're on the up, Steve Morrison. We're on the fucking up. I'm trying to think what's true. I seem to remember. Do you know, I'm fucking bad at this. I've literally looked at him borderline in the eye for the past 4 years. I think he has been through a few hairdos, hasn't he? Luka Modric don't mess about, does he? I don't know about 6, Paul Atkinson, but there's definitely an underlying... There's definitely an undertaker of... Not an undertaker. There's definitely an understatement of nil-nils and, like, you know, just the random point that they give you, or when you're 0-0 and you end up winning 2-0. But, you know, the game, I don't want to be that dickhead, but the game massively changed when you go 1-0 down and it keeps you in the game. When we played Scum yesterday, he made a good save, didn't he? And then if we go 1-0 up, then you go... I don't know. We've also got into a bit of a position with keepers where we just think that everybody that shoots on goal has a chance. Like, he just looked like a steady pair of hands yesterday. Didn't really do all. He just looked like a steady pair of hands. Just saved everything you expect him to save. I don't want a goalkeeper. I'm sick to death of seeing goalkeepers that pick it out at top corner, push it out for a corner, and then it gets whipped in and he comes out flapping like a dickhead. And it doesn't even have to go in. It comes out flapping like a fucking duck. And you just think, Jesus Christ, that is not, like, stable. Don't pick it out the top corner, because eventually you're going to get caught out. And Darlow got caught out this season. Sergio Ramos actually thinks a good shout, AO. You're playing fair now. Harry Wilson, has he had a few hairdos? I only know he's got long locks. After last night, I'm inclined to agree with you, Jack. I think Harry Wilson is already a massive disappointment. Great at Fulham, terrible at Leeds. I'm sure that's what you said, isn't it? That's exactly what I said, MVG. Clip it up and send it out. Get it stuck into fucking Voldemort. Jason Lee, Ramos is in. Shrek the Granny Fiddler and some nerd from Nottingham. That would be some great content. We'll get it sorted. Jason Lee's in. Gates up. Cesar's in. Messiah. King Kevin Keegan dabbled in hairdos, but nothing permanent. Gates up. He had a big perm, didn't he? Any anti-fans at this moment in time are tossers and disgrace to our fucking club. I agree, RPM. I think you're on fire, but I agree. Did Raul get his hair? Did Raul get his hair done? I think Keegan gets in me. Did Raul, or did he always just have that short hair? I don't know. Weston McKennie, Luke. David Luiz can't be in there. He just always had that mad hairdo, didn't he? Juve's in. I wanted to rebo West Ena, but it apparently had to go to Ena. Had to go to VAR. As Rafinha's got through a fair few hairdos. Did Buffon? This is remarkable. Tariq Future 70 to 80 pounds sale. I'll eat my hat. I mean, if you don't get 70 or 80 quid for him, 78 RPM, we're fucked, aren't we? David Luiz only had that crazy hairdo, didn't he? We've got El Hadj Diouf, haven't we? Did that Italian striker for City dabble in hairdos? Oh, he's in, though. Yeah, you're on about Balotelli. Balotelli's in. Taribo's in. Egder David's got through a few. The OG. I don't remember McKennie getting through many. If we'd have only bought Tariq for 70 or 80 quid, I would have said myself it's an excellent signing. I don't remember Buffon having many hairdos. I'm trying to catch up here, BMG. Remind me. It's to be seen if Tariq is on Rafinha's level, but I think if pushed up to a winger, Tariq is going to be our next Rafinha. I mean, he definitely can play a wing, but... Riffraff, Surat, maybe I don't buy that. Rude Ullet, I think just... Did he not just have the singular hairdo, though, the Rude Ullet? Beckham's in, Ming. We've already got him in. David Seaman's a good shout, you know, and there's some awful hairdos. Baggio, did he always have that thing, though? I mean, Baggio's got a recognisable hairdo. Rolls-Royce centre-backs are worth money, not just attackers. I know, RPM. But, you know, we haven't spent a lot of money on a centre-back for a while, and Rangers have gone out of fucking Europa League. After a draw with Jagiellonia Bialystok. Big club out the Rangers. Seaman, I'll take, pardon the expression, fucking spunk. Taking spunk. Aronson will be a superstar at 30 at Leeds. He's improving on every level. Get up, Roger Slicker. Get Baggio in there. Yes. Ming. You're England's number one, aren't you, Ming, to be honest? Mingy, are you England's number one? England's number one. Mingy Ming is number one. Now, I think it's Mingy's number one, isn't it? Mingy, number one. Mingy's number one. Mingy, number one. Mingy, number one. Appreciate you, Mingy. Thank you, man. Well, they all did, didn't they, just for that fucking Champions League thing, which, you know, they can't get away with that. He just had a wild hairdo, didn't he? Wasn't that just... It has to be more than one hairdo, surely. It's hard not to tell me when it's in the comments, Roger Slick, but I don't know what you mean. Of any sub at 60 minutes, Longstaff hands down for me. Do you mean to bring him off? I'd actually be up for that. If that's what you mean, you're having a look at the game. 60 minutes, Longstaff, it's time to make a change. That's when you go to your alleged ball player. Once you've cemented yourself in team, Tanaka comes on and, you know, does whatever, lives in his own world. Can't wait to start doing videos and streams on my channel again, bro. Get stuck in, Yorkshire Peacocks. Absolutely, man. It's a long old slug, innit, man? It's hard to... It depends what you're about, doesn't it? Depends what you're about. What about Benzema? David Seaman got more than the ponytail, Stinky Dinky, but welcome. 35% are holding receipts for when we sell Tariq to a Champions League competing team. You go in early 78. Let me watch him for... Can I watch him for 4 weeks, 78 RPM, or is that cheating? Can you give me 4 games? Can you give me 4 Premier League games with him? And I will make my proper... I'll make my proper statement. Will I be granted that? He'll create. He'll do. He's as good as we've got. If you know what I mean. If he'll end up even having a season where you go, he's fucking the Don Corleone, or he ain't a step backwards, is he, Harry Wilson? That's for sure. Well, he's been mentioned for many other different reasons. Keegan's in. Oh, we're not messing about, the Messiah. Great crack last night. Some crowd for a friendly. Got back home at around 4 a.m. Knackered today. Della Hyde. Takes it out. You done it, man. Them fucking away days, big lad. Respect to you for going. The heavy duty stuff. I'd have gone. Me and Big Steve would have gone, but I don't want to be a dick, and I'm really, really not. You know, I'm not promoting my hot tub, but the away days take the stuffing out of me, man. I mean, I can't believe Steve's told me some story away days in Europe, and it's like going to Moscow for day, literally like getting there, not the day, but like getting there at night, the game's the day after, staying, and then going home. It's like, and then going to work on the fucking Thursday, whatever. It's like, that's some travelling. I think going to Chelsea's pretty hard work when I've got to be up at 4 in the morning and getting home at 3:30. It is hard work. You know, maybe if Channel paid a bit more, I wouldn't have to fucking worry about it. When I'd just be able to go to the game and go, bleh! But, you know, fuck them. Genuinely, Mingy boy. Are we breaking news here? I just think he's a bit of a crybaby. Henrik Larsson had a fair few hairdos. Hey, we're back to normal, brother. I know you try to trip me up. Trent for the hairdos. I think Trent's been through a few, to be fair. Peru for the hairdos. 78 RPM. That's out of your character, mate. James Trafford hoof up the pitch led to a clear-cut, unscuffed goal by Aronson. I thought he took the goal really well, Roger Slick, and it was a unfortunate. Ralph Coates, yes, Red Bull, Leeds United, what's good? Henrik's in. Joe Linton, geared up. Joe Linton's a good shout, BMG. Baldies. Elaz Juve, we've got David Bates. He's in there, brother. Welcome. Appreciate you, brother. Smashes alike. Guimaraes, brilliant, BMG. Have I got Dave Bates? Ralph was better than Bobby S. I'm a bit confused about. I think I've moved too fast. Moving too fast. Are shirt numbers an egotistical phenomenon, or it is what it is? I think that's a pretty interesting question, to be fair, Roger Slick. I'm conscious that I need to catch up, and I've only got 32 minutes left. That is a really interesting question, man. Can you hold me to that, Roger Slicker? I want to get stuck back into that. Genuinely, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Well, I mean everything from bottom. Well, no, I don't mean everything from the bottom of my heart. Definitely not. That means fuck am I on about here? Messi should be in, you know. Messi has had loads of hairdos. Beauty's in the eye of the fucking fanny you shagging. Keegan Perm, I think Keegan's in. I think Messi's been through loads of hairdos, man. I honestly do. Keegan's in. I think Messi's been through loads of hairdos. Ronaldinho has as well, to be fair, these Leeds. Inzaghi. I don't know Inzaghi enough apart from just being a goal machine. Inzaghi's in. Did Maradona? I bet Totti did. Damien Hill, the F1 driver. Richard Todd, evening Jack. How good is it to see us proactive rather than reactive, now starting to run like a proper club? Geared up, Richard Todd. It's this Dalmatian sensation, brother. Absolutely. We are oiled up like an engine, brother. Appreciate you, Richard Todd, by the way. Gabby, possible hairdos, just asking the question. Only seen him for about 25 minutes on a I think combined in a friendly, I think, and some highlights for Preston or wherever he ended up, and then just the odd bit in training. So I couldn't tell you BMG, but I appreciate you just asking the question. Pirlo got through a few. Torres got through a few. The new Torres gets through a few, you know. I think Tanaka's stock has fallen slowly but surely since the Scum win at their pace. Pre-season hasn't been great. Jimmy the Chin gets up the Messiah. Is Messiah the Brett? Had a fair few hairdos, but the Chin takes the limelight. It's always Brett and we've not seen Brett. And Brett always brings up Jimmy the Chin. Where's Brett at? Torres is in. Pearl, I think's been through a few BMG. That's a guess. Not seeing anything at the moment that Wilson improves us. I think he does, Red Bull, just out of like pure options. He's definitely a Premier League footballer. That's what I mean. I don't think these players have to like blow us out of the water. That's why I played about Sean Longstaff last year, saying that he's my best mate. I don't think he's the best centre midfielder by any means, but I think he's absolutely mint. I think he's a proper Premier League footballer. And I think that's a good spot for us to be in. Do you know what I mean? And Wilson is a creative midfielder, creative 10, creative winger. I do think he improves us, Red Bull. I know what you're saying. So we're looking at. Oh, sorry about that. Got all right. Fucking get in there. Got all right. Fucking itching my eye. Cucurella's Ampadu's got through a few now. Get up. Cucurella's we've tried, but Cucurella, Lukey boy, these are just iconic hairdos. He's only had one on he. I can't believe I've worked it out. Get up. What a legend Brett is. Diego Forlan. Oh no, flies are coming in. Bollocks. I've just been fucking bit. I've literally just been bit. Fucking cunts. Fuck's sake. Where's your fucking head in? I do have a fucking neon lights and all the rest of it, but. Fuck off, Roger Slick. We love you, Roger Slick. This Jim White shit. Red Bull, if you're judging it on 2 games, it's not surprising based on last season. He surely will. He definitely will. Just being in the squad, it's just better having the option in it. Oh, I think I've missed. Yeah, well, I have Jim Whited it up a bit on in there, 78 RPM. To be fair, what I meant was the second of the 2. I think I have butchered that. I think it might have confused a few of us there. I meant it like, if it's Ampadu and Longstaff, Ampadu and Tanaka, I think we're far stronger as Ampadu and Longstaff. Cucurella's always had the same one. Ampadu's in. Kevin Phillips had a few hairdos. Ayo's back. Forland, Griezmann's got to go in. Harry Wilson is a dud, says War Piglet. That's my controversial comment of the day. Did someone mention beers? Me and Julie's about in Leeds this weekend. Get up, War Piglet. I wanted to have a fucking steady weekend this weekend, but drop us a line, old boy. I can't promise all this weekend. I want to fucking chill out because I've had the probably the heaviest week of my damn life. That's not true, but it was big. Go on then, Roger Slicker. Fuck 'em. Let's have a look here. Oh, we've still got a poll going. League win says 83%. Cup lose. And then 17% say league lose, cup win. I agree with that wholeheartedly, to be fair. Get his pole up. For a night out. Voldemort. Jim White. James O'Brien. Do you know? I don't actually know how I'd answer that, Roger Slick, to be fair. I might go Voldemort with that. So are you? So Breton 78, you're out tomorrow. What the fuck is going on? Have I missed a fucking? Am I missing? What have I missed here? What have I missed here? Slap that in before we go, Roger. Fucking Richard Todd. Because I want to get that. I want to get. I want to get the answers in there. Because I do think that's quite funny. Alioski left the peroxide to Bamford, who left it for Peru, gave it to... I know, yeah, they were running out, weren't they, Luke, when it got to Tariq, to be fair. They could only do tips. Ryan Giggs, you know. Reluctant to put him in there, though. Hear about me? RPM. I don't know who that is. Giggs is a no. Brand new team and tactics and a couple of friendlies. Give Harry Wilson a break, for fuck's sake. It doesn't have to be that much of a step up. Robbie Savage. I think Robbie Savage will have got through a few. I know he had his long locks, but... Gary Speed, the fucking man, the myth... Lundberg, Stephen Lowe, nice shout. Griezmann, I've already slapped in. Griezmann, one of mine for once. Vinnie Jones, I don't remember the short do, but I don't know if you... We've done Gaza. DCL is plenty good enough if he's fit. If he gets injured, I think we need better than Metcher week in, week out. I agree. Simon Grayson. David Janole, I bet he went through. Ekatike is a good shout. Jamie Redknapp. I would imagine, yeah, because he will want to. But Jamie Redknapp will want to. What do they call them lot from Liverpool? Alphonse Areola. There's loads of Areolas floating around now, aren't there? Cant and I got through a few, didn't he? Oh, yes. Rashford, to be fair, that is a good shout. Foden's a good shout. There's VAR's floating about. Gus Poyet. Ayo's back. Bobby Charlton had the Arthur Scargill comb over. Nobody carried it better. Gate up, Roger Slicker. Poyet, to me, is just bald, so... Lee Sharp, more just a playboy, wasn't he? I don't know whether Trevor Sinclair did or not. I think Freddie Lundberg got through a few. Aguero's actually a good shout. Lundberg's in. Idols. Sharp will have got through a few. That's just based on his character there. It looks a bit more like my dad does Sam Allardyce, so... Aguero's in. I still can't believe Messi hasn't made it in. Messi's had like blonde hair, long hair. Even, to be fair, Cristiano Ronaldo's changed his hair a lot. Sanya. What about Sanya, BMG? Ibrahimovic had a few hairdos, hairdo. I meant, not hairdo. Hairdo. Oh, he's banging him in. He's gone from, that's what I mean. He's gone from taking piss to banging him in. I don't know if Ian Rush did, but Kalina, get him in there. It's the eyes. He had hairdos in his eyes, didn't he? Oh, MVG. I'll stand up for this, but I'll stand up and lean down so that I don't come out of shot. Abso-fucking-lutely, MVG. Could not agree more. Slap some fucking love in the chat for BMG. Sensational what we've done. It's weeks and weeks and weeks, man, of this. And BMG's losing faith in me that I won't do some quick shit vids for it. And nobody believes me, and Roger Slicker's going to say, oh, gonna do this, gonna do that. But it's genuinely, we've built, well, I say we've built, BMG has pushed forward and built a plethora. I actually think that, you know, stuff like this shits me up. Do you know, I've gone into like music mode with this. Because it shits me up. If I make a decent song, right, so if I do like a freestyle rapper I'm fucking about, I'll just like release it and I won't really worry about it. And then when you've got like an actual body of work and you think, oh, I'll bring it out, but I won't do a music video of it because it won't quite fit the, you know, it won't quite fit the mood of it or the effort that's gone into it or how good I think it is. So I don't really want to just go on a video and go like, I don't want to rush through it. But seriously, BMG, it's wild work. And we shall bring and we shall. That's where I'm at, BMG. That's more in the tash, innit? Peter Beardsley, I'd have to pass on, but Baldies. Geets up, Edwin loves chops. What a chat that is. What a name that is, mate. That is true, Ming, to be fair. It was a bit mingy money. One kiss is all it takes. Robbie Fowler, mate. Please get him in. Is that right? I'm risking everything for this, Danny Burden. What does AO mean in Japan? Means blue. He's blue, dabba-dee, dabba-die. If you're green, he would die, dabba-dee, dabba-die. Luis Garcia's a blast from the past as well there, AO. The Welsh Xavi, AO. You've definitely man at match tonight. Oh, I doubt that. BMG, he likes handing cards out, doesn't he? So I doubt it highly. Titanic don't make me cry, MVG. Funnily enough, I've seen both them films, which will probably blow your mind. But I've seen both them films. I think it's fucking shit in terms of pulling on heartstrings. But I watched Green Mile once and I don't want to watch it again. John Cooper with at. Tricky's mid. Some tricky hairdos. I thought it was a bit shit against Scum yesterday though. It was like young lad on ball left back. Giving ball like you're thinking, oh fuck it, give it to 35 million defender, just lost it immediately. It was like, fucking don't give me it. Don't give me it. The Welsh Xavi, BMG. Appreciate you, Andy Whittingham. What's good, big man? Geets up. We'll be back when games get rolling. Nedved did have a fair few hairdos. Cradle's in. Peru's not done enough there. Danny Bowden, Griezmann's one of the only ones I've got in. Letizia got through. AO's been storing these up, hasn't he? Oh, Letiz, no. What about Patrick fucking Berger? Did he always just have the long do? But Give us the address. Rudy Voller. Is Voller not the big fucking bald guy? Viali. Tony Adams had a few, did Tony Adams and a few lagers, Arthur Bushby geared up. Did Tony Adams have a fair few hairdo? Young Viali, I just remember him being bald as a post. The Goblin, yes, Mr. Whitesnake, he's not here. He might not be here for many, you know, because of the hype of the watch-alongs. I'm going to be going to away games. If I can pull the bastard to them. But the pre-records don't do any good for me. So no fucker sees them. I can't read Arthur Bushby, but I appreciate you, man. Did Robert Perez have a fair few hairdos? Do you? Stay loose, Bretty boy. Gone today. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Stay tonight. It's time to break of dawn. Gone tomorrow. Me, Andy Whittingham. I think we're getting someone exciting in though, mate. I really do. Do you reckon he wrote it, Arthur Bushby? Calvin, I think have we got Calvin? I know BMG, but I'm trying to keep up. So I've got Curry booked at 11, at 10 rather. How many likes we on? 69, you sexy bastards. Get up. 69. Sexy bastards. Stan Collymore, did he get through a few fucking hairdos? I still haven't seen it yet, Snakey. I need to check it. He won't let him do it, will he, BMG? Oof. Risky. Chris Waddle, again, I'd have to bow to your knowledge, Danny Burden. Well, Leo's been on the move. He's been... Never to give Whitesnake some love in the chat, boys. Benzema just casually mentioned, but maybe he's in. I sort of remember Benzema being a bit blonde, but I don't... Again, I don't know Nicky, but... Mully. No, he's a starter. He's a starter, or he's to come on and just steady the game. I think David James is in net here. Got James, yeah. Johnny Woodgate got through a fair few haircuts. Did you see the RB game? I watched it on my phone while I was having that. While I was having that Hellboy. I watched it on my phone while I was having the Hellboy. Stephen Lowe, we had Freddie Lundberg's in, but welcome. Lundberg we got. Van der Sar had a fair few hairdos. Keep slapping him in there. We've got him in, Stephen Lowe. Oh, it's risky stuff. Reina. Bad. Get you some Peronis, Jack. Della Hyde, thank you so much, dude. Cheers, big man. Appreciate you. I shall. I will. I very well shall. I very well shall. Appreciate you, Della Hyde. Thank you, man. It's very kind of you, dude. Thank you. Tarmush. Tarmacking. Tarmushing. Appreciate you, Delahide. Thank you, man. It's very kind of you. Fuck them both. Cheers, though, Delahide. I don't want to... it blows my mind, that stuff, so... Thank you, man. As you all do. As truly as the chat does. It's... it's mental. Give some love. Can we give some love out to JB Leeds, Ming, and Della Hyde, please, gang? It's a mental. I cannot believe, you know, everybody takes piss at me not being able to keep up with comments in that. I've actually tried tonight to keep up, and it's preposterously impossible. In a mint way. I used to like Ryan Babel. Lukey boy. I used to think Ryan Babel was a proper decent player. Well, I think it changed, didn't it, at a certain time, Roger Slick. I actually want to discuss that. I might do like a pointless shit vid about that tomorrow. Remind me about that. Mr. Whitesnake dropping bombs. We've already got Seaman. I think we've got Seaman. That sounds mental. Phil Ford, I think, saying Joe Cole's not been mentioned, but it maybe what Sabozlai. Certain on whether Sabozlai is mental with his hairdos, but I think Garnacho has been through a few, hasn't he? I need to catch up, boys. I'm booked in. Joe Cole got through a few. Raheem Sterling's not a bad shout. I thought we had... Lundberg's got to be in, hasn't he? Yeah, Lundberg's in, thank God. Chris Sutton, I couldn't tell you. What about Alan Shearer? His partner in crime. Take it easy, BMG. Thank you, BMG. I hope you got... I hope BMG was still here for the fucking... standing round of applause that he got. Right, I'm gonna be active in the chat, Brett, for that, because it seems mental to me. Well, that's mental to me, Roger Slick. Honestly, man, he's a beast. When we start releasing these videos, I know it's obvious how much work's gone into it, but get up, the Messiah. That's all we need to hear. Come to now. The problem with Wilson is he doesn't cut it. We're going to have a nightmare getting him off the books. Oh, I don't know about that, eh? Come on. I know it's a controversial statement at day, but I've got you, RPM. Just I do have a bit of a tendency myself, to be fair, to be a bit like, let me have a look at them, you know, and it does seem a bit like derogatory. But I don't like the other side of it, where it's like everybody's got to be in and we have to be in love with them. Do you know what I mean? Spice Boys, Danny Bowden, that's what it was, wasn't it? Redknapp was one of them, though, wasn't he? Jimmy the Chin. Jimmy the Chin's been... You are the rig boys. Never mind the Buzzcocks. Can of whoop ass. Bring on the tears. They do bring the tears on them too, MVGs, no doubt about it. MVG now knows the type of movie I've seen. Ricard's splattered in Voller's tash. Well, I was away while all this was going on. I was like, this is funny, but, you know, me trying to text back is like, yeah, that badger going, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm fucking knocking his stand about. I'm knocking his legs about a bit here. His legs, he's on wobbly legs. All boxed up. Here's some love. Appreciate you, MVG. All boxed up. Don't forget it. And you know it. I don't like rushing off, boys, but literally, it's a big day. The big night tonight. It's a big day. Not big day, but I appreciate every which one of you, honestly. We've been through, we haven't been through thin, we've just been through thick, haven't we? What does thick and thin mean? Does it mean like, is it harder to get through the thick or is it harder to get through the thin? Because I'd argue, you know, I'd rather be in the thick of it with you boys. Because obviously the thin sort of comes on, doesn't it? When you think like, oh, the thin will be like, oh, you know, just get through the thin, it's easy. But I'd rather be in the fucking thick of it with you boys. Rather be in the fucking cauldrons, in the doldrums or the cauldrons, whatever the fuck, whichever one it is. Whichever fucking letter of the alphabet becomes before Aldrons, do you know what I mean? Cheers, Richard Todd, appreciate you, man. No, MVG, no, it's just, I've just, you know, yes, Luke, every single time. Cheers, Ena, cheers, boys. Send some love in. Danny Borden, send some love in for JB Leeds, Ming, Della Hyde, all boxed up. You're all as welcome as each other, as you well know. I'm not sure. It's not sexual, MVG, unfortunately. It's just a. I'll push my luck as much as the next man. But bye. Take it. Cheers, Dave Marwood. Appreciate you, man. 78 RPM. Ayo, Jack, shut the fuck up and go spend the night with Nikita, love, before sleeping on the couch. It's kind of that, to be fair, Ayo. But it's an Indian. But appreciate you, RPM. It's rare I'm on the spot, innit, boys, to be fair. I think you can all back me up a little bit. But Enar in the wings, MVG, all boxed up, Danny Borden, Ming. Have I missed anybody? Because these shout outs have been, you've caught me off the you've caught me a few beers in. I think that's what it is, to be fair. This is Are you kidding? That is not something. Come on, stay loose, MVG. I actually think I'd let the chat know. I think the chat would know before. Well, obviously the chat would know before she knew. But that ain't it. Believe me, that ain't it. But I'm going to stop milking that now because it's getting. Oh, come on, stay loose. Don't need any luck. In all fairness, mate. I could have asked after. Get him taught. I could have asked after 2 days. 2 days, 2 hours. I'm doing myself a disservice. 2 hours. They all fall at the wayside. I joke. I kid. I'm not being boastful. I know there's a hot tub out in. No, this is mental. No, it's just a day. Oh, I'm out of here. This is fucking. You bastards. You fucking bastards. Right, I'm out of here. I am blushing. It's not a good day. It's not a good day, that's what I'm saying, so. But I'm out of here. Right, boys. I appreciate every I appreciate every which one of you, and you fucking know it. We got the dildo out for an hour. We 75 likes. Got the look at the dildo there. Roller blunt up in the beach. Get up, roller blunt. Appreciate you, man. Right, I'm out of here, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you all tomorrow. I'm gonna do a shit vid tomorrow, and I actually said I'd do one last time, and I did. So I'm doing it this time, and I will. So take it easy, roller blunt. Appreciate you, man. Let me know when this fucking wedding's happening, boy. Peace.
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.